Hello students, we're going to do lesson 4, midpoints and distance formulas. All right, here we go. Example number 1. AB, the segment, has endpoints at -4 and 9. What is the coordinate of its midpoint? So find the middle. Now we can all look at something and measure it to find the middle, but how do you do it with numbers? It's actually quite simple. The middle of two numbers is simply the average of those two numbers. So how do you find the average of two numbers? You add them and then you divide by 2. Now make sure when you do this in your calculator, you do the addition first and then you divide by 2. If you do it like this, and this is going to happen, I guarantee you, whoops, excuse me, yeah, don't do that either. I guarantee you, you're going to type it in like this. Now order of operations is going to make the division happen first, so that's actually wrong. So one thing I do, I just do the addition, hit enter, okay, 5. So then you can just rewrite it really quick. And then 5 divided by 2, I think it's 2.5, let's double check. There you go, 2.5. Okay, so the coordinate point 2.5 should be the exact midpoint. So 2.5, now careful here, these go by 2's. So 3 is actually right there. So 2.5 would be right about there. So there's 2.5 right in the middle, okay? One more thing here really quick is that you could do the whole thing at once if you use brackets. So if you go bracket -4 and 9, then divided by 2, not the power of 2, divided by 2. Go away, I don't need that. There we go. Sorry, I got big fingers and I mess up sometimes in my calculator. There you go, 2.5. All right, so there you go. That is example number 1 of how to find the midpoint of a line segment. That's how you do it with the math. Add the coordinate points up and divide by 2. What happens when you have a diagonal, a line segment such as this? It's really easy if it's on a number line. Add them and divide by 2. What if you have a line segment, especially a diagonal one? Okay, so here we have EF with these endpoints right here. What are the coordinates of the midpoint? All right, so where is the middle? It's kind of along the line, I'm guessing right about here. Well, here's the fun thing, students. If you find the average of the x values and you find the average of the y values, you will indeed find the middle of this segment. Basically what you're doing, and I'm going to sketch on this really quick, is if you kind of look at the diagonal, if you were to kind of sketch the rectangle that this diagonal kind of forms here, or if you form a rectangle using the diagonal, okay? Now, if I told you to find the exact middle of that rectangle, what would you do? Well, you would go halfway with the width and then halfway with the length and then connect the dots, okay? So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're trying to find the average of the x values, which would be the middle of the length, and then the average y value will give you the middle of the height or the width. All those height, width, length, they're all interchangeable, so I'm not going to get too picky about that. So that's kind of hard to do by sketching, so how about we just do the math, all right? So let's find the average x value. So you got to take the x values of each and average them. So the average x values would be 7 plus 2 divided by 2. And then the average y values, again, remember x value, y value. If you forget coordinate points, don't. Just remember them. X value, y value. Let's see, the average y value would be 5 and -4 put together. Plus a negative is the same thing as subtraction. Divide by 2. Okay, mental math. 7 plus 2 is 9. Make sure you do the addition, and then you divide by 2. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9. 9 divided by 2, 4.5. I'm guessing that's going to be the x-coordinate of our midpoint. So that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the midpoint. It's an x value and a y value. It's a coordinate point just like anything else. And then the average of these, let's see, 5 plus a -4 is a positive 1. 1 divided by 2 is a half, or you could say 0.5. Okay, let's double check with a calculator just to be safe. Here we go. My mental math I think is pretty good, but it's nice to take 5 extra seconds and be safe. Whoops, I did a wrong move there. Again, big fingers, bracket, 7 plus 2. There we go. And then it was 5 plus a -4. Enter, divide by 2. There we go. 4.5 and halvesies. There we go. There's my x and y coordinate of my midpoint. So let's see here. 4.5, 2, 3, 4, 4.5. And then, yeah, positive half. Look at that right there. There she is. Beautiful. Okay, so I better label that here. M, the midpoint, oh, capital M, my bad. Capital M is going to be 4.5, comma, 0.5. Here we go. Got them, friends. There we go. Those are the examples. Based off those examples, you should be able to do the student practice. I will not do it for you. You need to figure it out. But here's some things that might help. Remember, to find the midpoint, you got to average them, okay? And then to find the midpoint of 2 coordinate points, this is just a single segment on a number line. This is probably most likely going to be a diagonal, okay? Some type of diagonal segment on a coordinate plane, excuse me. You got to find the average x value, the average y value. Okay, so it's the same thing. This is just doing it once, this is just doing it twice. Don't forget, this is x, this is y, this is x, this is y. Okay, that is the first page of the Lesson 4 notes. Goodbye.